Hello, hello, hello. I'm sorry I had technical difficulties. I don't know. Just let me know if you're able to come in. If there's anyone watching, please let me know if you can see me. This is the first time I'm going live. I really had some last-minute challenges and I hope I have rectified it. Let me know if you can come in. Anyone watching, let me know if you can see me or hear me. Yeah, if you're watching, please let me know who is watching. You can use the comment section. Technology can be very glitchy, very challenging. I've had my share of it today. Hello, let me know if you're joining me, if you're part of this conversation. You can use the comment section. And while we're waiting for more people to join, I really want to apologize for the glitchy technology this afternoon. I had tried to do a test run and it failed woefully. So I had to do a couple of things last minute to make sure we can go live. And finally, we are live. Let me know if you can hear me 5 on 5. Hello, Auntie Mercy. Welcome. Happy to have you. How are you doing? Enjoying the mini spring in Calgary? Yeah, we are having more people joining. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Thanks, Tanya. I can see you here too. Thank you for joining us, for giving up time with your family to come and be with us. Thank you very much. And I promise this is going to be very, very educative. You're going to have a lot of time. You're going to have a lot of positive information from this meet. Thank you for joining. Please, if you want other people to join, you can share the link I just sent. It's a different link from the previous one that failed. Yeah. So welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Juice It with Zita. Thank you, BG, for joining. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so this is Juice It with Zita. It is a young channel that is just growing, and I got my inspiration from my life experiences, and I just feel that I am obligated to share my life experiences because a lot of people can learn from it and it can also help people. So how did Juice It with Zita come about? 15 years ago, when I had my last child who just turned 16, I was diagnosed with diabetes. And just so you know, I didn't have gestational diabetes. I did not have it. But when I had my boy and I put on all those pounds and suddenly I started losing that weight, I just felt, I was happy that, oh my God, but I'm losing all this baby weight. But it was going too fast and there were other symptoms that were coming with it. I was very thirsty. I would get up multiple times to use the washroom, and it was very, very worrisome. So I decided to go see my doctor, and they said, oh, these are signs of type 2 diabetes. So do you have anyone in your family who is diabetic? I'm like, yes, my dad is diabetic. So I was sent to go run this test, and lo and behold, came out positive. I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and it was a challenging time for me because I was worried about why am I the one that has diabetes amongst all of us. I have 8 siblings and there is mom, and I'm the only one that is diabetic at the time. So because of that, I had to start, I was given metformin. I was told it's in your genes. There is really nothing much you can do about it. So you have to deal with it. So I was on metformin for a very long time. And once in a while, I will go to the diabetic clinic every month, and they will give us talks about how to manage our diabetes. But that accountability piece was really missing. And the fact that I had resigned myself to my genes, I just knew there's nothing I can do about it. I am going to live on metformin for the rest of my life. And it didn't end there. They kept upping my doses. Like your sugar is not being managed properly, so we have to always increase your dose. And it would increase my dosage. They would add new medications to it, and it wasn't easy. So 2 years ago, I came to realize that no, there is something I can do about this. And so I have to be conscious about my lifestyle. It all boiled down to lifestyle changes. I came to realize that type 2 diabetes is actually reversible. There's something you can do about it if you make some lifestyle changes. So that is when I decided to make these lifestyle changes. And I was looking at myself prior to that. My aha moment really came when my first daughter turned 21. And that is when I had her. I was 21 years old. And with my diabetes being poorly managed, I'm like, maybe I will not live long enough to see my grandchildren or to help my kids with their kids, because life is getting very hard out here. And I just want to be there to be able to give them the assistance they will need. And that was my motivation, because I wanted to live long to help my kids. I decided to turn things around and change and make these lifestyle changes. And when I started making these lifestyle changes and I started seeing the very positive results I was getting, it was very, very encouraging. So now I know why I was diagnosed with diabetes, because even the Bible says, before you were born, I knew you true and true. So before I was even born, before I was diagnosed with diabetes, God already had a plan for me. Zita, you have to help people with their health challenges. And it took me 40-something years to be able to come to that realization. So that is the background story behind Juice It with Zita. Secondly, those who know me know I am a special needs teacher, and that job has given me a different perspective to life. And I kept asking myself, is special needs only related or directed at people who have been diagnosed with a disability? And that was my guiding question when I started my journey as a special needs teacher. Trust me, it's very challenging, but because I approached this job from an investigative backdrop, I now did not see those challenges as something that would derail me, but I saw it as something, a guiding star, like something that would open me up to new horizons. And because I approached it through that lens, I really found out that this job was for me. And that was another, that was a purpose that God gave me. And as I taught my special needs kids, I now started thinking about myself. We do all have special needs. You don't have to be diagnosed with a disability to have a special need. We do have special needs. And then it dawned on me that one of my special needs was diabetes. And I now used some of the strategies that I use in my classroom to implement it in managing my diabetes. So we do all have special needs. And in this channel, the Juice It with Zita channel, we are going to talk about all these special needs and how we can use strategies to address our special needs. So this month, oh my goodness. This month, at the start of this month, in the first week of January, actually, I implemented a juice challenge where people were encouraged to use my recipes that I put out to do a cleansing, because we're just coming out of a festive season and people had eaten a lot, drank a lot. There were very little restrictions because everyone was in a celebratory mode. So I thought it's wise that we could use this opportunity to detox our bodies from all what we have been enjoying during the festive season, and then get our bodies ready to start the new year. And one of the major things that I proposed for the juice cleanse was for people not to think that this is a quick fix program where you come in and then you have you want to lose weight, you come in and do a detox for 1 week and then boom, you lose weight. No. So that is not what we proposed, and we just wanted people to get in the habit of doing what they like, get in the habit of getting out of their comfort zone, getting a positive mindset, and building some discipline. So that is how we got into the juice challenge. And I am very impressed because a lot of people took part in this juice challenge and they had a lot of positive outcomes. And that really encouraged me. And we have to hold on to our logo, changing lives one juice at a time. Okay, so while we're waiting for questions, I took time to gather all the questions that I got from those who participated in this challenge. And I am like, instead of addressing them one by one, it is important to address it in a fora where more people can get can be part of it. So I put together these questions and the answers, and like, this is where we're going to have a conversation around the juice detox. So if you have any questions, if you are just joining us, welcome. This is Juicy with Zita. My channel is a young one, and our goal is to change lives one juice at a time. So I'm putting out recipes of juices that we can take. The goal is to encourage people to eat more fruit and vegetables, whether in the liquid form, as a smoothie, or even just to eat them raw as they are, because we realize that in North America, very few people have the opportunity to eat fruits and vegetables, because we have a lot of processed foods around, and there's really, it takes something to avoid these processed foods. And the goal of this channel is to direct people towards incorporating more fruits and vegetables into their diet, and to add other lifestyle changes that will help people to live healthy and happy lives. Okay, so the first question that I got was, what is the difference between a juice and a smoothie? So with a juice, you use a juicer to extract the juice from the pulp. So you have very liquid material, or very liquid juice that comes out from the juicer, and that is what you take in. And with a juice, in order to make a juice, juices generally have 4 components. We have the base, we have the leafy vegetable, we have the sweetener, and then finally we have the flavor burst. So when you have this at the back of your mind, you can make different combinations of fruits and vegetables when you have these 4 different components. And then with a smoothie, most of the times people like to have smoothies. A smoothie is usually blended, and the pulp is not separated from the juice. So you find that a smoothie has a thicker consistency than the juice. And this is because the pulp is still incorporated with the juice. So it has that fiber. That is what makes the consistency thicker, and it helps you to feel full for long periods of time because of that fiber that is in it. So I hope that makes it clear between the difference between a juice and a smoothie. Next, I got a question that if someone takes a smoothie, is there any fiber in that smoothie? Like, you may be losing out on fiber because you have extracted a pulp that has the fiber from the juice. So does that mean that juices do not have any fiber? And I would say not quite, because fruits, the juice have soluble and insoluble fiber. The soluble fiber is what absorbs, it helps you to absorb digestive bile. And when you absorb digestive bile, it helps in the process of digestion. So the soluble fiber is still a part of your juice. And then we also have the insoluble fiber, which is in the pulp, which is, like I said before, helps with digestion and is what makes you feel full for long periods of time. But that does not mean that our juice is void of fiber. We still have soluble fiber, which is also still plays a very important role in the digestive system. And also, this helps to moderate the blood sugar level because the sugars are absorbed more slowly. So even in our juices, we still have soluble fiber. Next, I got a question about how do I start juicing? Like I have one of my friends who was like, I really don't like the taste of vegetables when they are raw. I only eat vegetables steamed. I don't like them when they are raw. And I just gave this proposal. Can you just join us during our juice detox challenge and just be a part of the family? You never can tell. There's something that can trigger you to join in this journey of detox. And guess what? She joined us. She was participating, giving her own comments about um, the juices. And by the end of it, she said, I think I will give this a try. And guess what? She made her own juices and took part in the juice detox challenge. So that is one way as a community, we can share information when we are doing a juice challenge, share information, and you never know whom who you can encourage to make that last decision to incorporate juices into their diet. Okay, when we are doing a juice challenge, there are two types of challenges that we can do. The first one is the fast juicing challenge, where you are only on juices for about 3 to 5 days. I wouldn't encourage people who are still starting with juicing to incorporate this because it is very, very challenging. And if you have to do this, you have to consume a lot of juices in a day. That is about 10 cups of juices in order to have your required nutritional value. So you don't have a nutrition and calorie deficit if you don't have enough juices in your diet. And like I said, we encourage only those who have been doing juicing to try this out. Also, for beginners, we have what we call the feast juicing. With the feast juicing, you get into juicing, like you can either replace one meal or 2 meals and have a big dinner so that you do not go for long periods without having any solid food in your stomach because you're still getting used to the process of incorporating juicing into your diet. And so if you go for very, very long periods without having anything to eat, it can result in you feeling shaky and very hungry and hangry, and we don't want that. So we have to ease our way gradually into juicing by replacing one meal at first, maybe breakfast with the juice. And then as you get comfortable with it, you can expand that into 2 meals. And with time, you can have breakfast and lunch being replaced by a juice, and then you have your dinner. Juicing is very, very advantageous because if you're going on a challenge, you're detoxing your system of all the toxins, you're giving your liver time to detox your body, and you're giving your digestive system a break from digesting all the fiber that is found in the foods that we eat. So it's something to consider. And from the last one that I did, I think, like I said, a lot of people showed a lot of interest, and we are going to be doing this every month just so we get into the habit of detoxifying our systems and getting them ready to face the next month. Yeah, thanks for all those who are still joining. This is Juice It with Zita, and we're talking Juicing 101, the things that we can do to incorporate more juices or to incorporate more fruits and vegetables into our diets in a very sustainable way. The next question I got was the types of juicers. So we have two major types of juicers. Like if you have been watching my videos, what I have is the centrifugal juicer, where the juicing compartment uses centrifugal force to rotate the fruits around, or the fruits and vegetables around, very quickly, and then it extracts the juice into the juice jar. And then we also have the masticating juicer. I have that too. Like a lot of us who champion juicer used to be a thing in Calgary, and we were using it for other things. But now that is actually a masticating juicer. You can use it to juice out, to get out juice from your fruits and vegetables. And the masticating juicer actually produces more juice than the centrifugal juicer because it basically chews up the juice and it takes out more liquid from the pulp. So you find out that the pulp is drier. It's not as moist as the pulp that is coming out from the centrifugal juicer, and that tells you it extracts more juice than the centrifugal juicer. Another thing we need to know is these juicers are expensive. Yes, it takes commitment to make an investment in a juicer because we're talking of about $250 upwards. So you can also use a blender to juice your fruits and vegetables, but the difference is you will have to strain it out using a strainer. And when you strain it out, now you have the juice that has been extracted. And I always advise that when you're using a strainer, try to get a spatula that will rotate and rotate your spatula around your juice and vegetable, around the consistency that you have blended. It's more or less a smoothie that you have blended, but now you want to extract the fruits and you want to extract the juice from it. There's something else that I forgot to mention. Using the juice, the strainer. So when you pour the mixture into the strainer, now use your spatula to stir around so that it can extract as much juice as possible. Using this method also gives you it produces a lot of juice than if you prefer to have a juice than a smoothie. Okay, another thing you can do if you do not want to blend your fruits, your vegetables, because I realize that when you're using the juicer to extract the juice from the vegetables, you do not get a lot of juice from it. One thing you can do is to sandwich your vegetables in between the hard fruits. For instance, if you're using a leafy green like spinach, you can put it in between 2 slices of apples before adding it to your juicer. That way you can get a better output. Or like I have been doing lately, I just blend the vegetables with a little bit of water and then use a strainer to extract the juice. So that way you can get as much juice as possible from your vegetables. Okay, let me know if you can hear me. I am not getting any comments that are coming in. I hope you guys can hear me 515. Please let me know if you're hearing me 515. Oh, thank you. Oh, Sister Mary Ann, I didn't even know. I couldn't tell you were here. Hey, how is Mary Ann? I'm so happy to have you. Thank you, sis, for joining. Wow, I am so happy to have you. I hope the snow has melted and you're having nicer weather down there. The last time we spoke, you were worried about the weather. So thank you for letting me know you can hear me 515. Awesome. Okay, then we're going to move on with this. The next question that I got was, can you store your juices? And I'm like, yes, you can store your juices, but under certain conditions. The first condition is it has to be in an airtight container. So you can get mason jars from the store and use them to store your juices. But please, the storage should not exceed 72 hours because over time, the quality of the juice deteriorates because the nutrients are lost over time, and also some of the enzymes that are constituted in the juice. So if you make juices, please allow it to stay for 72 hours, and it should not exceed 72 hours. I do Pack Talk Show. Thank you for joining in. Thank you. I really appreciate the fact that you're here with us and we're talking juicing. Thank you very much. Yeah, so with your juicing, store your juices in an airtight container in the refrigerator, but please let it not exceed 72 hours. Okay, the next thing, I had touched on this before, is about meal replacement. Can you use your juice as a meal replacement? Yes, you can. But like I said before, you have to be mindful of the quantity, because you don't want to have caloric restriction, or you don't have caloric deficit or nutrients deficit because you're not having enough nutrients. So yes, you can replace a meal with a juice, but make sure you're having at least 4 cups of the juice you make. So if you want to replace your breakfast with a juice, make sure you're having about 4 cups. If not, you're going to feel very, very tired and hungry and angry because you're not used to going without food. So like I said, always start small and gradually increase the quantity of juice that you take and the amount of time that you are without food as your comfort level increases. And also, you can, instead of having a bag of chips for snack, you can also have juice for snack and also for dessert. So those are different ways that you can incorporate juicing into your diet and gradually ease into making it a major part of your diet. Another question that I got, please, as you're joining us, if you're having questions, please make sure you ask so that we can be able to answer them as we go along. Okay, the next question that I got was, do juices not have a lot of calories? Like when I look at all the fruits and vegetables that go into juices and the number of cups that we are expected to take, does that not sound like a lot of calories we are taking in, we are ingesting? I'm like, no, all calories are not created the same. Because you see a bag of chips that has 250 calories and 4 cups of your juice that has the same amount of calories, it doesn't mean they have the same effect on your body. What you need to know is you are actually ingesting very healthy calories. And these healthy calories are very advantageous for your system. It's not like the chips that you eat and very soon you start feeling hungry again, because the chips do not really sustain you. They don't keep you full for a long period of time. So there are a lot of calories, yes, because of the amount of fruits and vegetables that we have to incorporate into making the juices, but these are very healthy calories that will go in to build your system, to improve your body and its functioning. So don't worry about the nutrients. They are healthy nutrients and they will not be detrimental to your system. Another question that I got, and this one is really interesting because I always say when I'm doing my juices, when we are adding the sweetening components, remember the sweetener is one of the components, and we have sweet fruits like carrots, apples, and beetroots that we always add to our juices so they can have some sweetness to it. And people are like, that is too sweet for someone who is diabetic. And again, these are natural sugars that cannot be compared to refined sugars. For instance, when you eat something that has refined sugars, your body breaks it down very, very fast. And there is a spike in blood sugar, and there is a spike in insulin. Hello, hello, Gaga Chugong. Thanks. Hello, thanks for having you here. Auntie Shelly, thanks for joining us. Happy to have you. This is Aging Happily with Hilda. She's here with us. She also has a budding YouTube channel, Aging Happily with Hilda. Thanks, Hilda, for all you're doing, giving us all those very good tips, helping us to stay happy and young and to age backwards. Thank you, and thank you for joining us. So I was talking about the difference between refined sugars and natural sugars that are found in our juices. So with refined sugars, when you eat them, they are digested very fast and they get into your bloodstream very fast. And that leads to a spike in insulin because there's an increase in your blood sugar level. And because of that, the job of insulin is to make sure that the amount of sugar in your blood is stable. So once there is more sugar than it's needed, your insulin now gets into work to take away this sugar from your bloodstream and put it into the cells where it's needed for energy. And that is why when you have refined sugars, you feel like it's addictive. And it is addictive because it's digested very quickly, and then you start feeling hungry again. And so there's that need or that urge to keep going back to have these sugary things. Conversely, when you have natural sugars, remember, it still has soluble fiber in it, and this generally slows down the rate of digestion and metabolism, because if you actually eat the fiber now absorbs water and it slows down the rate of digestion. So you feel full for a long period of time. Digestion is going on very slowly, and these sugars are released very gradually into your bloodstream. And because of that, there is no immediate spike in your blood sugars and insulin level. So the goal is to keep your insulin level at a very moderate level and to avoid these spikes that are detrimental to your system. Because when you have these insulin spikes, there are other things that happen in your system which are not very beneficial to your system. Thank you, Auntie Shelly. All right. So that is one of the questions that we had about the amount of sugar that is found in the juice. So do not worry about the amount of sugar, but if you're diabetic like myself, I would always want to watch out about the amount of sweet components that I'm adding to my juices. Okay, one other question that I got is about the pulp. What do you do with the pulp? Like, it looks like it is a waste. When you juice all the fruits and vegetables and you see how much pulp has come out of it, you think it's a waste. But there are a lot of things we can do with the pulp. First of all, for one, we do gardening during the spring and the summer months. We plant vegetables in the backyard. So I have a compost bin at the back of my house. So my pulp always goes there, and it's preparing compost that we will use to fertilize the soil in the backyard, so we can have some natural, organic, fresh vegetables from our garden. So that is one thing you can do with your pulp. You can put it, form a compost, and then use that compost to fertilize the soil in your garden. Another thing you can do with it is you can use it in soups. Like, we are African, we are very used to pepper soup. You can actually add the pulp to your pepper soup, and that adds, it's not just a plain soup and meat that you're having. There's also a component of fruits and vegetables into it. So you can actually add that pulp to soups and have them warm. Another thing you can do is, if you can add it to kids' foods. You know how hard it is for kids to eat vegetables. So you can add that pulp to their food. You can add it to oatmeal in order to increase the fruit and vegetable components. So try out these tips and make sure you don't waste the pulp. There is no waste in nature. So I have a comment here from Auntie Shelly. Love the way you articulated. As a health personnel, I can attest to this. No refined sugar for sure. Depend on healthy carbohydrates. It will minimize the spikes. Thank you. That is well put. Thank you, Auntie Shelly. The goal is to maintain blood sugars at a normal level and to avoid the spikes up and down, because going down too, you can be hypoglycemic, and that too is very, very detrimental to your system. So the goal is to keep it at a normal range. Then another question that I got was, do you have to peel fruits and the fruits before juicing them? And I would say it's really up to you. It's very, very optional if you want to peel your fruits or you want to have them as they are. I, for one, I love having whole fruits and vegetables, so I always want to juice everything. So I usually give it a very thorough wash, give my fruits a very thorough wash because I'm having it raw. I give it a very thorough wash and make sure that it's clean, and then I cut it up and juice it. But it's optional. If you want to take off the back of your fruits, it's okay too, to take off the back of your fruits, and then you can juice it. But for me, it's eating whole. So I just give it a thorough wash, and then I go on with the juicing. And then someone asked if I have a recipe book. I'm just gonna check. Oh my goodness, Betsy Grace, my mother is here. Thanks, Betsy, for joining. My other family in Maryland is here. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I hope you're going to come out with some important information that will help you to incorporate more fruits and juices in your diet. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for taking time off your busy schedule to be with us. And I also want to extend this appreciation to all those who are watching now. Thank you. I really, really appreciate your time. And I hope you will find this time beneficial to you. So a lot of people have asked if I do, I want to check the comments here. I'm using my phone, so I'm going back and forth. Oh, Sister Mary Ann says that is very educative. Thank you, sis. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I will try to bring more and more educative material, because the only way we can have happy, healthy lives is making lifestyle choices. And how can you make these choices if you are not exposed to these things, if you do not know them? So I'm putting them out here so it's accessible to everyone, and it's definitely, or I hope it's going to help people to make positive lifestyle changes so we can live long and healthy and happy lives. We don't only want to live long, we also want to live healthy. We want to live into 80, 90, and 100. Why? People in Okinawa in Japan, there are blue zones. They live up to 120 and work till 90 before they can go on retirement. So why can't we do it? We can if we incorporate what they are doing. It's proven, it's working. If we incorporate their lifestyle into our lifestyle, then it's very possible for us to live long, healthy, happy lives and just transition. Like, we're not going to be sick. We're not going to lose our minds. We are going to be whole in mind, body, and spirit, and then we just transition. So this is the time that we need to make those lifestyle changes. And it's never too late to make these changes. You are lucky if you start early, and it's never late to reverse the damage that has been done. It's going to take a little more work, yes, but it's always good to start from somewhere. So if you're thinking about lifestyle changes, please visit Juice It at Zita, because we have a lot lined up for you. Thank you very much, Auntie Shelly, for all the beautiful comments. And yeah, and thank you, Sister Mary Ann. Vegetable juice is the best for me. more on that will be highly appreciated. Oh, excellent, Sister Mary, and thank you for that recommendation. I am going to look into incorporating more vegetable juices into the videos that I'll be putting on. Thank you. So when I get these recommendations, it gives me a sense of direction as to what people would really like to have on the channel. And we want to make it more broad-based so that whenever you stop by this channel and you're looking for specific information, you can have it right away. Okay, so another question that I got was whether I have a recipe book for juicing. And that was really nice. And it got my wheels turning. I'm like, okay, this is something I should really think about. So I am working on that. I just started this YouTube channel. We juiced this it's about 2 months ago. So I would try to put together all my recipes as we go along so that maybe we can be able to have a recipe book. We'll see how that goes. And in order for us to achieve that goal, I am going to be needing a lot of recommendations from you so that the recipe book is very representative of what people would like to have. So let me know what you like to have, and I'll come up with those juices and put them out there. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and ask them. At this time, I have exhausted all the questions that I had prepared, and please let me know if you have any questions and I'm ready to answer them. Those who took part in the juice challenge, let me know what challenges you faced, and then we can talk about it and chart a way forward and look for ideas of how we can overcome these challenges in order to incorporate more juices into our daily regimen. So please, I'm waiting for the questions. Any questions, let me know. Hello, hello. Please let me know if you have any questions around juicing. And while I'm waiting, I know it's taking some time to type in that information. I'm going to talk about one of the challenges that I faced. And I want you to know that even though I've been doing juicing for some time, it has not been easy for me. It has been very challenging, especially doing the juice detox. So when I started with the juice detox, I usually do time restricted eating where I skip breakfast and then I eat between 12 and 8 p.m. So my eating window is within 12 p.m. and 8 p.m. and then I fast for 16 hours. So it was very challenging for me because I had to take the juices within my fasting window. So that means that I had to I had to increase my eating window and restrict my fasting window. And that was a challenge for me. So what I did was I now went on OMAD, 1 meal a day, where I now only had dinner and then I replaced my breakfast and lunch with my juices. And for me, that worked well for me. And the major reason why I do a time restricted feeding is just to reduce my calorie intake and to help with maintaining my blood sugar level at a moderate level and to avoid spikes in my insulin level. So that was a challenge for me. Another thing was I decided to give up coffee. If you are in Canada, you know what coffee is to teachers. You cannot survive without coffee. But I said, since one of the goals of doing a juice detox was to build mental stability, was to build discipline, I was like, okay, I'm going to cut back on the amount of coffee I drink. It's not like I drink too much coffee. I drink about 2 cups of coffee in the morning. So I said, okay, I'm going to cut back on coffee and I am going to drink green tea instead. So I got the organic matcha green tea from Costco And that is what I was having. So in the morning, I will get up and have my matcha green tea. And for the rest of the day, I will have my juice before I eat dinner. And I think I really liked it. I really liked having the matcha green tea because it has less caffeine. It still has caffeine anyways, but it has less caffeine than the usual coffee that I will have. So that was very good for me because it reduced my caffeine intake and it gave me the opportunity to have green tea, which is also very, very beneficial to the system. It is made out of young coffee leaves, so it has more phytonutrients in it, and it's more beneficial to the body. So I cut back on my coffee intake during that time, and it was not easy because sometimes I think I cannot survive without coffee. Like even on the weekends when I have to still have my coffee, and I don't spend all that money buying coffee because I have my coffee making machine at home. So it's easy for me to just make coffee, brew my coffee at home and enjoy my cup of coffee. So this time I had to move towards taking matcha green tea instead. And I think I really like it. So now I am alternating between having coffee and matcha green tea. So that is also one of the challenges that I had to overcome. But now I have gone back to coffee because we are done with the challenge. So I have gone back to coffee and to drinking coffee. I try to limit my coffee intake. I don't take it every day. So now I alternate. If I have coffee on Monday, on Tuesday, I'm going to have matcha green tea, just like that. And gradually, I'm going to cut back on the coffee intake and increase my green tea intake. So those are the challenges. Please let me know if you had any challenges that you had to overcome when you were doing the juice detox, or if you really liked it and would like to participate in other detox programs that we will be making. So let me know. And like I say, the goal here is to change lives one juice at a time. So let's do this and let's live healthy and happy lives and make good lifestyle decisions that are beneficial to us. Okay, before I go, I'm going to throw in one more thing. Those who know me know I am an exercise freak. So maybe you'll be asking, if I am not eating, if I'm taking only juices, can I still exercise? And I would say, yes, you can exercise. You can carry out exercises because we have grown up with the concept that you have to eat all the time. You cannot survive without eating. But what we fail to understand is that we do have reserves in our system, that once your body senses that it doesn't have enough energy, they tap into those reserves. And that is what helps us to lose weight. So once your body has to be in a state of stress so that it can access those stored resources. But if we keep packing on those resources and we don't give our bodies time to use up what has been stored, then it's very difficult for us to lose all that fat that has been stored in our bodies. And this comes along with other health issues. So what we want to do is to access those resources that are stored in our bodies. So yes, I still did all my exercises during the juice detox program because I want my body, because it is the amount of nutrients that I'm taking may not be enough. My body has to tap into the reserves. And that is a very good step towards weight loss. We are not saying that when you're doing a juice challenge, you're going to lose weight right away. It's a habit that you need to form to put your body under stressful situations so that it extracts or it accesses the nutrients that have been stored. So that was one thing I did. I still did my exercises because I know I still have reserves, and this is an opportunity for my body to access those reserves and use them up so that it gives way, or it gives space for other nutrients to be stored. Okay, we need more detox sessions, please. Oh, Becca, thank you for coming in. Thanks, Twinnie, for being a part of this. Yes, thank you for letting me know that this juice detox, you really liked it and it was beneficial to your system. Yes, of course, we are going to have it. So please, everybody, get ready. In the first week of February, we are going to do another juice detox. We try to do it at the beginning of the month, so it helps you to make very good choices and prepare you to face the month. So thank you for letting me know that you really liked the last juice detox program and you would like to participate in another detox program. And please, we are community beings, like human beings like to live in a tribe. So the more people who participate in these detox programs, the more we share our experiences, the more people benefit from it, because you never know who can be listening. Remember the story I just talked about one of my friends who was very reluctant with having vegetables raw, and because we were in a community and we were sharing all, because as a community, we were sharing all our experiences and how beneficial the detox program has been to us. She decided to give it a try and she really liked it. For the first time, she had raw vegetables and she had it in a smoothie form. She said, I prefer to start this way, and that's still okay. So whichever means we want to use to pack in those fruits and vegetables, let's go for it. So thank you for giving me all these proposals. Thank you for spending time with us. If you have any questions, we have about 5 minutes left. If you have any questions, I'll be waiting to take them before we end this Juicing 101. And I hope that after this, you would have an idea of what juicing is, what fruits and vegetables you can incorporate into your juices. And please, I was very happy when a lot of people got very, very creative. Like people in Cameroon will call me, oh, we don't have kale. What other leafy green can I use? Can I use okongobong? And I'm like, yes, go for it. Any leafy green vegetable that we have, use it. Because we are in the temperate zone, there are things that are particular to North America that you may not have it in Africa. But once you know that I need to have 4 different components in my juice, I need to have a base, I need to have a leafy green, I need to have a sweetener, and I need to have a flavor boost, and I need to have citrus in it. Okay, whatever you choose, once you have that in your mind, then you can get creative and make your own combination of fruits and vegetables. So going. Any more questions? Any more questions? Let me look at the guest list here. Thanks, Auntie Betha. Thanks for hanging in there. Thank you for being a part of this. Thanks, Auntie Shelly. Thank you, Tanya. Thanks, Auntie Mercy and BG, for joining in. I hope this was an educational session. I hope you gained some clarity on the questions that you had at the back of your mind concerning juices. And I hope that helps you to make a decision towards adding juices into your daily menus. I'm still waiting to see if anyone has a question before we end this session. Thank you again for joining. And I want to use this opportunity to really apologize for the technological glitch at the start. This is the first time we are going live on this channel, and it was so challenging. I was trying to do a test run and everything just went up in flames. So at least we tried to fix it and get back online. So in my in my books, there's nothing like failure. It's only a learning curve. And once you don't make those errors, there's really no learning that is going on. So I had a fair share of learning last minute and with all the adrenaline rush. But finally, we have been together for about an hour now. And thank you very much for joining. Thank you for all the proposals that you've given. I take them to heart and I'm going to incorporate them into the YouTube channel. So we are going to end here if we do not have any questions. And thank you very much for joining. Thank you. Bye.